we actually had 3 arguments in the house. I don't know how I normally speak was then added to the 3 disagreements we had.
And he was steady, making her breakfast in bed, taking it to her in bed. He was lacing her shoes, getting down like that was a gentleman.
And I was wondering why. Why would MULTICHOICE by themselves want to tarnish one particular housemate's character?
It's a 24-hour TV show. Not everything is aired. So I feel like I'm being made to look a certain type of way.
What has Sheggz done to the organizers of the show? That was a question I kept on asking myself, guys. Because as far as I'm concerned, every single thing that we saw from the show, we saw Sheggz in different shades. We saw the lover man Sheggz. We saw the controlling Sheggz. We saw the Sheggz that was very, very into Bella. We saw the Sheggz that was very, very argumentative. We saw the Sheggz that was just an instigator. We saw different shades of Sheggz, and we also saw the Sheggz that was pretty much aggressive. Yeah. So I was wondering, like, okay, so what was Sheggz expecting? That they only go ahead to show all the beautiful moments between him and Bella, and that they should not at all show the moments when he was actually being toxic to and with Bella. Was that what Sheggz was expecting? Because this guy kept on going on and on about there were a lot of things that happened in the house. The show is not a Sheggz and Bella show. So there were 28 housemates on the show. And so the cameras were showing every other person. And I'm like, yes. And he even went ahead to say that every morning in the house, he would wake up, he would pray for Bella, and both of them would go to the arena to jog together. Guys, we saw most of those things. I mean, don't get me wrong. We saw most of those things. But what we also saw was that the same hand that Sheggz was using to spoil Bella with tender love and care, that was the same hand that he was using to be toxic towards her. And this is not to say that Bella was actually, innocent in all of this, or that Bella is the victim. I mean, there were times too that Bella was also very, very toxic as well. So these people, they actually were that way to each other. So I was just watching the interview, and guys, oh my God, it was just so funny. And then the person that now really, really pissed me off was housemates. Ladies and gentlemen, as far as I'm concerned, I know that I was not wrong when I was watching the show and I kept on calling housemates a coward.
Sheggz literally set the template by which every woman wanted to be treated in the house.
When I was watching the show and I kept on stating that housemates was portraying himself to be the coward of the season. Housemates and Dotun, I mean, after watching today's interview, I knew that I was not wrong. Because all through the interview, yes, Groovy, as usual, talked about his thing with Beauty, Fina. I mean, we've heard that over and over again. What's his name? housemates also talked about his thing with Allison. We've heard that from his interview with Ebuka. I did a video about it. It was this part of what Sheggz was saying that was kind of alien and new in that interview, in that conversation. Now, housemates was given the platform and the opportunity to counter any negative narrative about him out here in the public, that he does not like. Now, this guy spoke about himself for less than 5 minutes, and then immediately he jumped onto Sheggz's defense. Oh, this guy's my brother right here. This guy's my brother right here. I saw everything that happened in the house. Sheggz loved Bella, man. And ladies and gentlemen, let me inform you again that the same language, the same words that Doyin used, that Sheggz used in his interview with Ebuka, housemates used the exact same words.
9 times out of 10, Ebuka, I never speak to Bella like that. Bella is somebody that I tie her shoelaces, I make her food, I make sure she's good.
Nobody talks about when he wears her shoes for her. Nobody talks about how he lifts her up in the gym. Nobody talks about how he cooks. That boy has cooked breakfast for Bella every day.
And he was steady, making her breakfast in bed, taking it to her in bed. He was lacing her shoes, getting down like that was a gentleman.
Oh, I've seen this man make food for Bella, cook for Bella, make breakfast for Bella, even tie Bella's shoelaces. And I asked myself, okay, why are you all repeating the same thing? Why aren't you all saying something different? Why are you all sounding like you've been given a script and then for every opportunity you have during your media rounds, you just want to regurgitate the script and say the same old thing. That's on the side. Now, Sheggz went on and on to say, oh, Sheggz was very, very loyal to Bella. Sheggz was XYZ, blah, blah, blah. Oh, Sheggz never did anything wrong to Bella. And then the one that now scattered my head was when Sheggz now said that in the entire 9 weeks he spent on the show, he and Bella only had 3 altercations in the entire 9 weeks, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. I don't even know what to say to that. Now, before I talk about that part that Sheggz lied, that they only had 3 altercations, let's talk about Sheggz's part. Sheggz claimed that he saw everything in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, the question is, how did Sheggz see everything that happened in the house? I would ask the same question I asked about Doyin. Is Sheggz the Holy Spirit? That's number 1. Is Sheggz breeze? Number 2. Number 3, this is the same Sheggz that whenever Sheggz and Bella have their issues, most of the time, Sheggz is not even present there. Let's establish that as a fact first. Most of the time that Sheggz and Bella had their issues, Sheggz was not there. The one person that witnessed Sheggz and Bella's issues most of the time was Doyin. And we've established on this channel that the reason that Doyin was not really reacting is because she's just as abusive as Sheggz. I'm talking about verbally abusive as Sheggz. We saw the way Doyin was relating with Brian, with Deji. She wanted to start that same thing with Deji. And Deji immediately clamped it down and warned her, I am not that person that you'll be friends with, and then you'll be insulting me, using derogatory words on me. And then Doyin was saying that, oh, if I like you, I insult you. And Doyin said, no, not me. Take it to someone else. And so she found Chizzy, who'd entertained her insults. And that's why both of them, they are good for each other. Because yes, they call each other names. And that's the kind of relationship that Doyin likes. Playfully, verbally abusive relationships. She has the same sort of relationship with Allison. Oh, get out, big head. Oh, get out, idiot. And then with Brian, it was even more toxic. Idiot, fool. You know, they insult each other a lot. Doyin enjoys that kind of relationship. And that was why the first interview she gave, she did not see anything wrong in whatever was happening, you know, between Sheggz and Bella. And then much later, probably after schooling herself about the concept of verbal and emotional abuse, she now came and retracted her statement and was apologizing to the public. So what am I saying? I'm saying that this Sheggz that had that interview today, specifically Beat FM, and was literally defending Sheggz vehemently, this dude was almost never there when Sheggz and Bella had their lovers' tiff. He was almost never there. Yes, not to even talk about the issues that Sheggz would normally have with people in the house in general. Even the issue that Sheggz would have directly with Sheggz. Guys, did you ever see Sheggz reacting? Sheggz will not react. Instead, you go and stay in the room and be vexing and shouting. And then he will now rally some people, Elo Swags, Fina, they will go outside to the garden, they will go and talk about it. And then when he now has his diary session, he will now go and be blasting them, especially Sheggz and Bella in the diary room. Sheggz never had the balls to confront Sheggz in that house. Sheggz never had the balls to look Sheggz in the eyes to tell Sheggz that, oh, this thing you did, XYZ, it's actually wrong. And then him coming on radio that millions of people are listening to declare that he saw everything. Please, if you see Sheggz, help me ask him this question. Is he the Holy Spirit? Is he breeze that's everywhere? I mean, this is not me saying that us, the viewers, we actually saw everything. Yeah, but I'm going to give accolades to the camera crew, the production team of this season. One thing I loved about the Kayo days of this season is that whenever drama was about to start in the Level Up Mansion, the camera would be on that drama from the beginning till the end of that drama. That's one thing I really loved about the camera crew of this season. If you agree with me, let me know in the comment section below. This season, the camera crew were very intentional about capturing very, very dramatic moments. Yes, they did it, but they were just so they were very, very accurate in doing it. They were very, very amazing this season. You will see that, take for instance, Sheggz and Bella's moment. 1 minute, they're all lovey-dovey, and the next minute, Sheggz has switched like a chameleon. Guess what? The cameras are always there to capture all those moments. So when Sheggz was yapping his mouth during his interview today, that he doesn't know why MULTICHOICE, why the organizers of Big Brother this season are trying to, portray him negatively, I'm like, bro, if you are coming off with this excuse for your flaws, for your excesses, then you can as well say that the CEO of MULTICHOICE was inside your skin or inside your brain and was the one acting out all the things you were acting and not Sheggz. I mean, I appreciate the fact that he said that, oh yes, he's learning, he's changing. But we've heard Sheggz say that 1 million times in the house, especially when he's having conversations with Doing, especially when he's having his diary session. But then he goes back into the house, and just as if there's one spirit pushing his head, he goes back into doing whatever he's doing. And this is not to say that us, the viewers watching the show, we do not have flaws. We have flaws. But for Sheggz, why people were really triggered was the fact that he never saw anything wrong with what he was doing. And that's the same thing he's doing now during his media rounds. He does not see anything wrong with what he's doing. What does Sheggz call all of his emotional and verbal abuse towards and with Bella? He calls it normal things that couples go through. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know in the comment section below if this is how you are in your relationship. Yeah. But from the mouth of Sheggz, that's what he calls it. He said what happens between him and Bella on only 3 occasions, which is a bloody lie, is what normal couples go through. I said, no. It's not all relationships that are controlling like that. It's not all relationships. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to talk any further. Just go ahead and join me if you have your own opinion to share. And I emphasis on your own opinion, all right? So this is me analyzing what I have seen on the show and sharing my own perspective. And there's nothing wrong with that.